Hi, it's Joseph Hawes, and my podcast today is called Growing Old. Growing Old Gracefully. It's a play on disgracefully because, hey, as you get older, there are certain things that people expect you to do. But I always say there's a great old quote about growing old gracefully. And it says, aging is not lost youth, but a new stage of opportunity and strength. Growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. I love that. So my podcast is going to give you some fun quotes, but also some quotes that make us actually think about how fortunate we are to be alive. Now, I've just turned 59 and I weirdly can't wait till I'm 60. It's a round number and I'm tired of saying I'm nearly 60. So I'm like, let's get there already. But things like, aging gracefully means being flexible, being open, allowing change, enjoying change and loving yourself are things that I totally embrace. Growing old along with me is the best that I'm allowed to be. The longer I live, the more beautiful life becomes. Because I have lived and I have learned, hopefully we all have, right? And if we want better lives, by learning the lessons, and I do call them lessons, studying and excelling in our exams of life, we come out of the other end older, but indeed, as the old saying says, wiser. I tend to feel that, it's not how old you are, but it's how you are old. And I don't know if you kind of get that saying, as in, how are you carrying your oldness? The opportunity of age, is no less than youth itself. When we get as old as, I don't know, I like to say maybe when I'm touching 70, I will look back and think from 59 to 70, what opportunities did I miss? What opportunities are they still yet to get? Do you remember that saying, or you might not have heard it actually? It's called the older the fiddle, the sweeter the tune. Not that I want to call myself a fiddle, maybe a violin or a cello, but the tune is still sweet. The great thing about getting old is that you don't lose all the other ages that you've been. You can still, well, unless you're perimenopause like me, but you don't lose them. You just collect them. Keep them, Things that I say to people, that who are struggling with the process of getting older, is it's time for you to define your own path. Try and stay active. Now, when I use the word prioritize learning, it doesn't mean academically. But what is it that you would like to be better at? And prioritize it. Look at your collection of friends. What's pushing us to have friends our own age? Have friends of all ages. Benefit their life as much as they're benefiting yours. My younger friends make me smile every day by the compliments they give me, because they're not aware that just because I've reached this amazing ripe wine age, nothing stops that lifeline inside of me beating as hard as theirs. Continuously, every day, I practice self-acceptance. And if you're getting older, you're getting better at it. But you should continue practicing self-acceptance. The longer I live, as I said earlier, the more beautiful life becomes. And, you know, there are some real kind of edgy quotes that people have shared with me, like youth is a gift of nature, but age is a work of art. The best part of the art of living is to know how to grow old gracefully. And I leave you with these words that I mentioned earlier, but it is all about how I live my life. Growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. Thank you.